Je m'appelle Carlos et je me matrice capitaine Traoré. Il soit très vigilant via les soldats qui sont inconfinés Burkina et Ghana. Et j'ai mon avis, c'est complot. Ibrahim Traoré. The rest, il restait fin translate to traduire to Ibrahim Traoré. Questo messaggio è importante. Au revoir, au revoir. Ragazzi, asamaba. Enra mebeka chere mo say American President Donald Trump US for Oma donate 14 Amro car ambo cars. Edi abre Ghana for say Oma hu say Ghana for military ehia moa. Ewo Burkina Faso ene Ghana. Yes ye na yeto no so na entokwa bi esi ho no mo a ye bokufo no ntokwa no. Na because of sa bokufo no ntokwa no ene nansense mo beka ya Ghana changing mre bi say yesi ye gold no yambe ma America for no mesesa no basabasa biem eye Ghana pe ene ye entitled se yanka se beton ye gold new emra NDC for the abano no na ne nyina ka ho bi me hye America for no bufuo emomu se wo internet no so na se wo search about Ghana de yi ba na se Ghana ye wudi for country
Andre ya na mi hu video online I say wo check Ghana dia ye criminal records ni ye nema na se kuro ai mudwa na se wontimi ni Ghana film na se Ghana da form kole ebuja ene se ye beda be sole ya omodi we ababeto abontin. What is the motive behind that America for they cast we dia bre my Ghana say omo say military form security sense mo form tie fanya backup like omo say you mahama ne weakness car na assessing o de yenhwe Carlos video no yenhwe Carlos video ni ncheche mu na yembra na yemeto nkomode ne so.
You need to be careful. Omukra de enkebaya nkometu fukra se ema Ghana. Say Okobo Ghana, one of the most peaceful country in the world. No. Say Sana America for no any gogo Oma translate Ghana. Say Ghana it say your friend say Yendi any Burundi. Yendi ni Burundi di see ho. Whatever it is. Just say Ghana I go pamas how butu entokase masi. I just so mo kan ya ma ebe pie mo say ukọ Ghana se ya wojimi ebejo ka Ujimi so beto mo na ene atutu bottom pickpocket ye be use sika sisi sa eniema America for e de ato Ghana for so ne nyina na eye set up a omu epe kwan bi so afa e de aba begina ye border no so ye ne Burkina for border no so na mate say ye say Ghana for mpanyimfo ni bi enim se President Mahama se wonim hu bi dia ene fa wonan esisi fom. Now, when Crawford ni be, I don't know how true this story is. Say wozu susu ni mu and American say woni mu be the NFL na isi form. Because NDC for ni be sani ateno. Say omo hyase e na omatimi a convince president no e wa che say meti asem no meti e kra me ya. Omo no wa se omo akọ present e de ato mpanyimfo nanim. E na omo so e wo omo backup agenda. Da bia ye kan se oman bebo a na ejina omu wo around the government no there be omu na boa ema oman ne bo chale enra mete sa se me de ma adwene to form me de masoso to form cause e ba me inbox mu ene ensem amanfo ka chen for the fact omu ntimi improve with evidence intino I can't really say much but they met me akanye according to the yateno eye ekwan a omu pese omu faso ede ko atake Burkina for no enti omu picture Ghana sister ya wo meka se ne sa na tie de Ghana hiamwa na ene omu no de emwa no ababa bedru Ghana enti omu de emwa na ababa bedru no ebe kakra ene ye kra no wose soldiers no wose ebi beboa mu no omu be ye peacekeeping e wo border no so ubon se enkakra no mo de nam touch line so no mo dia body Burkina because omunya ekogina sa line so dia they have access 100% to Ibrahim Traoré. Samote kasa na meka at the beginning na French kasa na meka ye. Mini Ibrahim Traoré ye communicate straight direct. obi oti French bia be send the amano. Because asama me kan ye no e wo French ka se nim say. Me say yate say yase Ghana for any America for a collaboration. The omo person be no boda no so no. There is more into it. Into no man ni ena ho. And I sorry ye who's a video being in internet. So I don't know how true this video is. But pages now, omu post ye nina no more credible. Omo say I Ghana military. This is caption omo diamond Ghana military going toward Burkina border to say peacekeeping or say but ye nim say entoko biesu Burkina border. Eye bokofo na ekontoko. Enti border no so no eho no kefa mo ho bai. What are you guys going to do on the border? Burkina for catch am say entoko si Burkina. Chale, me say ade amo ye no mu hwe ni ye because ade we se mo kogigi mo nim ko support America for emumu bowra Burkina. I am telling you say Ghanaians will never forgive NDC. And this is fact. Because Ibrahim Traore ebetena so no monhwe afefe dia wo ye. Building houses, helping the poor ones, free hospital for pregnant women, they say school free education. Just say the way Europe system is here no, that is exactly how Burkina is right now. Omu rules, just say everything is on point. Ain't no, na Africa for penny for ye a brosa. Adia fefe na small boy na brand na yen eyomu ya. You can tell say omu ni sa they can't even ye mo 10 years 50 years komu so mu ntimi nye they already 3 or 4 years ababe ye no enu ntini guess what they are planning and plotting. Charlie, this is very sad. Rona eye Africa for leaders to do na omu against no munhwe broni ya wogina ho a wo ye adwuma wokoko eye mraso no kobuye wo twika ewo traffic mo red aso eno de koko twam ena Burkina ya che no. Instead of say be sentence na amanako prison no ya mano say one to got a moon kronu hiamwa ombo no mun support eye sa na tie ya mano unpaid work ya mano hours I was wo ye me kura sa ade no ma ebi ukroma pen udin semone na say we first offender ya makoye unpaid work. Say obi akwa wia phone obi akwa wia hwan ne we first offender sa de ne de man so Ghana obi ko wia ponche akokoko su akra ne timi ne kotum 50 years in prison e wa bran ko betimi aye adwuma instead of say mpanyimfo no betena say na o mahun say small boy yi enema wode toto akwan mu no it is very good inti yenhwe ne yesu yensua no da bi. They are planning and trying to support Abrofono to get close to the brother. Okoka na enkwasiafo ni bi ede enam sia nie so omutirima politics ede di omutirimu ntino they can't think. E free se bokofo ntoko yi start ye eye ne da ben na matisa America fo aba se ye ba be Ghana for equipment amomo di akwa support entokwa no ebinsi da. This is the first time America for omaba out say omo the equipment e ba be Ghana for so mo fanko support. Say wajimi wuntimi entenki wunye ni kurana emye nka nkyerɛ de yɛkɔ tenki yusu wadwene wankasa behu de yɛkɔ enra me post ye bi mu sɛ ɛyɛ setup ɛyɛ setting na bibi sa akransi yɛhwi medru Ghana mu ministers no mu MPs no omu na gina ho no omu ne Ghana US America embassy no ho no omu gina omu kwakotia no no omu no omu gina ho omu kwakotia no no chale President Mahama say wouldn't share about this any of our night team form because if something happened to Ibrahim Traore via Ghana, I'm telling you, may see the whole Ghana, we will never forgive you, and this is fact because the way you move, you see power no, and yema is saying beam and farm me foul so and ma yema time by force. We don't want that. Into the foundation form. Arrivederci.
And on our carols whatever it is, media, we say, ye nim the entia and iron go far, and I said, your course and commodia course intia America buying way, a day cast way, and I said, at the chedi way, a break gun, I say, omunji, Nancy say, Ugogola, and And as we break on Google, yeah, me IT teacher we catch Google Ghana Quincy akumbiensi ya Ghana mojo boko kule enti no hwɛ video no echichi benja enye wadwe se Ghana ntokɔ BNC wa ni reporters ni bloggers ene and I said they online na asemu yira ma baba kono ye beche ne ka eba ho nsem bebede bae na nsen ya bre ne cars mi no ode acha o man no amfa na US for nso se di biaba na make say any motive behind nti no amanyokofo na say abampenimfo mo mara ma cheche se de makase NDC aban anase motemo ya almost every day mo ma bibia nka media de be bia no mama media for aswate sa police for press conference and a media press conference all the time there and yamo so mo frefre na media ne nyom ho ntia se nienti a oman konkro USA etimide ka ababedu oman konkro Ghana mu a enei enkofo eka ho nsem se very dangerous enye carros nkwana a report asem enkofo be brain a report asem se dangerous magana say ye be receive sa achade we every US for kozikoko brodi ndi ompe Ghana ni asem na so no ya enim se sebio abroche ena nema pan nyina efiwa eba omagana mu a yesu no hase ye wo bi papa wa hade na so ye se yempe kozikoko de na ne ye penti no Ghana ye bese ne se omani nyina ye bese ne se mpeni fo mmla bonti na machirechi nse mu nche ahwefo ne atiefo na aniasa momanfo na monte mu hase na bibia ntimye boko ha kira my TV bomode an subscribe na like na ebuso ko ne ngro nya kakraka Africa for mpeni fo nyina so esu se trial entrance ebuso ode yenko ne yenkuti ensemo a openi liu ensusu ono so ya Africa ni peni ono so dia abato abonti afa ye Burkina president ho na yenti ne mbra medase bebe.
We'll elect our governors. We'll have our ministers. That will happen, but they are not bothered. After we have elected them, you'll then see them sending their arrows ahead. You'll see Bill Gates come and meet your president. You'll see Tony Blair come and meet your president. You'll see Macron come and meet your president. You'll see all of them. And then they will never admit, but they'll be told, if you want money in agriculture, behave this way. If you want money in this area, behave this way. They will never tell that to the Chinese. They will never tell that to the Indians. They will never tell that to the Vietnamese. They will never tell that to the Koreans. But in Africa, they tell us. That is why, as I speak to you now, under this new scramble, the IMF and the World Bank are back, telling you who to hire in your universities, what to sell and what not to sell. It is a sad situation. So today, as I look at Africa in that new scramble, the Chinese are here. I hope that this institution was not built by the Chinese. The Turks are here. The British are here. The French are here. The Qataris are here. The Americans are here. This time round, they are so subtle that we don't even recognize them, but they control us. What are we going to do about it in order to develop? We must do something. And if we don't do that thing else, you who have been trained in this institution, you have traveled the world. You have traveled Nigeria. There are two things that you can do with your traveling. You can marvel. Says it is great in China. You can marvel. You can wonder or feel pain. I'm urging you to feel pain. To feel pain for the continent of Africa, and in your own way, when you go out there, go and do something about it, because it has also been demonstrated that it can be done. I've traveled across this continent and I've seen that development is possible. I was in Rwanda before 1994. I was in Rwanda in 1996. Genocide. 1 million dead. Its obituary written. Will never rise, they said. You go to Rwanda now. They are demonstrating that it can be done. Go to Kigali now. See what they are doing in the health sector in their own small way. See how they are collaborating in the area of mobile telephony in their own small way. It can be done. I've been to Botswana and I've seen what they are doing in their own small way. I've been to Mauritius, see what they are doing in their own small way. And they do not have the resources that other countries have. They do not have the resources that the Democratic Republic of Congo has. And I'm giving these examples to say that indeed it can be done, and it can be done within the continent of Africa. So what we must do is to begin to pull together, you know. As I've been sitting and listening, I was also struggling to have internet in this room. And every effort was being made to connect me to internet. And all those efforts failed. Why? Because we are in an era of the Internet of Things. We are in an era of nanotechnology. It cannot be right that in Africa's largest economy, in Nigeria, I do not have internet at an institution that deals with security. You get the point that I'm trying to make? It cannot be right. And I know why we don't have internet connectivity. It is because we are divided. We have 55 telephone access codes. Nigeria 234, Ghana 233, Kenya 254, Tanzania 255, Uganda 256, Zambia 260, Zimbabwe 263. How can we, in this day and age, you cross into Benin, you cross into Togo, you cross into Guinea-Bissau, you have a different internet connectivity. Why can't Africa have a single satellite and a single telephone code so that when I travel from Mogadishu in Somalia to Dhaka in Senegal, like the Chinese do, like the Americans do, like the Indians do, we can have the same, because communication is critical to development. And I'm saying this, part of my agenda is to prick your conscience with live examples, that you may go out there irritated, but irritated to do the right thing. And I'm suggesting that indeed, when we talk about development, this is what we must do. But is Africa conscious of her state? Yes, Africa is conscious. This is what makes me happy. That after all these analysis, it appears to me that Africans have now recognized that going forward, we can only defeat the conspiracies, we can only have development as we are talking about it by working as a team. And that is why, beyond the Millennium Development Goals, beyond the Sustainable Development Goals, we as Africans under the aegis of the African Union do now have our grand vision of Africa Agenda 2063. And that Africa Agenda 2063, let me tell you, if we can fulfill it, many of you here will be upstairs by the year 2063. But our contribution, perhaps you do not know what I mean upstairs, not up. You will be with the Lord himself. But the most important thing is that Africans are now beginning to see beyond the next election. Because part of our problem in Africa has been that we plan in 5-year circles. We don't have a grand agenda, but now we have a grand agenda. And if you look at the 7 pillars of Africa Agenda 2063, everything is covered. Health is covered. Research and science is covered. Climate change is covered. Women's participation is covered. Democracy and governance is covered. The arts and the culture are covered so that Africa can become a serious player in the international agenda. As we speak now, we are not a serious player.
I truly am an intimate Burkina president, or am an intimate too much, and when I'm high on Kwesi Coco Brunim Pebinia Semo, and when I'm putting fear on them, dangerous. What kind of French in the class? Oh, made in a French and so, oh no, French, no. Made in a French and so French and on Chadanka, coach me, and I'm a gay. Hey. Chese odwin kwesi kokon wonti ase odwin bibini wonti ase when you post and say you trace to baba na papa na cheche na busua whatever it is no ne omo amasem kwa Faso beti ne nkrofo na kan do beti ai okonfo ya red and white power se bra opese ka buru da show dia bobra dia bana so ne so na baba jibina bibia na yebo confirm ya de na achew oha manem so ne san bi na toa bonwade fa confirm ya red and white powers numbers na go screen so na friend na bibia ntime boko ha chairman TV comment section ya wo dia do ba so twe bia na nyatem didie na yesu ya de ne a cheche ye ho na so be twe na bibia ntime boko e be san bia ehia ebiem pia
me me fa kwanya me so na me chairman Edina da so still confirm ya the red and white Christianity me ma me a wo hwe me papa wo hwe me sabre be bibia wo bia de me ka chiri ya se ya chi age chi ya wo so scam na mo she na mo like comment to so brother sister ma me a wo hwe me papa wo hwe bia na confirm ya na me ka se iwi ase wo hui wo bibia na se bi wo si wo bibia no ayo iwi ase yesi ya re ya Sabi Yesu sumo physical and spiritual. Me ma me be hwe me papa be hwe me. Wo face problem wa abrabo. Wo tale na awai, wo chichira ne asane. Enema nkoye mfama. Wa wo hwe me wo sabi wo chichira ne ma nyina fa konfama. Fa me number ne go screen as ne friend. Etnase benada ne ukare fiada ne kwasi ada ne etnase Yesu sumo. Me komunso akase me ensa na kombo so brafo chira be bo so me tise chira man. Die wu dia sekate gare afa free patapa mu kumadimu enyina wo ana esa komutie ya anwade efe ne cash money ono na se bi wo command sika wutum kura se bi obeyi sika efe indi se wo hwem ne si wutimia brother entrance mo bi mfa wo sika enya nanka ai men entrance mo bi mfa sika enya nanka wo hwem wo hia protection wundi protection ti na nyema nkoye mfa mo wo hwem se bi wundi bambonti ana nyema ye bisi basa nyema aha se wo ba na se entrance ye be wura sunsun identi no sika smaye basa identi no oduma smaye basa identi na se bia awade wo kwa awade ewunya awade identi na se bia adwuma wo kwa be kwa adwuma ye promote amanfo da bi sunsun wo attack video chi sa sunsun na wodi wachi wona ekuti obrabo wono na soja si wabrabo so fi se watena wo just wabrabo bu se o ma ni je mo wabrabo so denti abrabia wo soja di si wabrabo so brane anya amamna ni amane yenye protection ma ne bofu chira ma de wodi asika ende tiga ni kopija ni mfafiri wo hwem ne si wuti upese onya sika upese oye biloni apa wa wutimi command sika afa na ba na friend opese wa command sika wo face problem awale se madwuma sim sika se munkrata se mu uso bibia mu ana apalo me ma me bi hwem sisi wo yale cancer wo yale kidney wo yale diabetes after SB wo yale stroke on fa number no frame twede ampo na nanma aduma bie mani abie maso ama se bi meti ahaban kasa me na meni ahaban se bi etena ase ne yedi nkomo na mahunu je se bi ahaban ne de wopɛ de wonpɛ na mahunu se bi emmoa wode boa adasa ye wura mu ase bi nya ne se bi nkodi agoro ho ye ne ahaban ne nubra ne kasa wo yareɛ ne se bi fa ne bra fa yare ne bra na me nkwane ahaban kasa ahaban ye betimi asa wo yare no eno na me bebro yakeka ahaban ni bebrebe abom ahaban ni yaye bisemna ye de ahaban maako 42 e de aye oil ni se woda ne sunsun bi no abeda woda ase bi ososo da ibasa sika ntimi ntra wonsem sabi wo kwa abrabo ma nyema nko yimfama oil ni ye oil bi a wode ka ho sabi obayifo a woyo no behunu yes uyusu oil na bayifo na woyo no behunu wa no wansi men tenase enye achinye se woji achinye abrabeto oil ni bi ne sunsun de wakutie wusika se wakutie wawade sabi abrabo wa ma bi aye bisi basama no abrabeto oil ni bi about 42 no emu 21 ana sabi yede aye semna sabi woda ne sunsun no abeda woda na achire brani na premne na nanka ne epamo okopa adwuma ewunya okopa sika ewunya sabi wo kwa awade ye yemfama wa ye wa haban na yede aye semna no se wutwale semna na sasaboni bi edi wachi bi obesai wo betwa semna ni su bawi na bayusu oil no na sabi wo hu fi bayifo na woni ni tifie ni wo hu wontimi hwe ni bi wo hu bisi trase ye wo favor cream wo ya ye wo favor cream wo asabi yaye ni ku yaye bi pons yaye bi powder yaye bi kaji eti se ope pons afremi ope powder afremi ope kaji afremi ana apenku ne so afremi sai ku we ana sabi e promote ema ne mema yes se ku we wani ma nipa ni hye wo hu so hye wo so nipa da wona wo pese sabi wo pa eso aside kwabena sabi wo ba ya so ne yeso na wo beji sabi ya miracle items ni bi no na wo so de kwa dwale na ko yusuma a woton no fa namba ne frame bra beto fever cream bra ne bra beto fever cream sa ne wo mema aduro enu ne friend kaji de ebe ma be memo ayetene ebe ma be memo ayeduru ebe mo agina so ache be ma de bi ana me ka me se mi tukwa kwa abrochira be de be ma na eko ze meme de ne se mi so mu amaye ho adwuma enubra no ye wode ya hye no moto a wode be France a wo benum ana de ye betwitwa de abra wo benum a wo be ebi wo be hye no bi tesa benum eye kokwa aduru ene gonori aduru ana ya ka bom ye de meme aduru na ka ho eye 3 in 1 yes eye 3 in 1 bra beto meme aduru ni pese o gina so che pese o be memu ye du bra beto bi wo ya resisi ya de wo kokwa aduru a ye nya de meme aduru ni brewa wa na aba be di ho adanse oyoba uni atenka unti feelings ye wa aduro wo wa sabi wu ko dwale a de be fefa wase within 30 minutes time before ansa no dwale we dwale wi anu ahoro yes I to us for 7 days pe enka bi wo ase bia be free wo ebe mu obi hia wo hu so ye wo ba mu a fi so ba bi wo na so ne ko da sabi wo bie ne ho se ya na nanu manimu a ahwefo manimu a sabi wo se afi eti se wo pe mema aduro ni bi wo pe fever cream ni bi favor soap ni bi ope protection oil ni bi de massa bio a kira be phone upe bia number ne go screen asem fa number no the friend 0241 185804 0241 185804 0557 590395 it is not that so you still come for the red and white power the king of Christianity problem bia we na mu biada fa number no the friend me no sem repem me no be say dey share apia